Hi everyone, Misty and Anthony here with Taste Winchester History, and we are with Elijah Perry today, who is the founder of Winchester Cookie. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Awesome.
Staying warm. We were just talking off camera about how cold it's gotten around here, and the deliveries that he's had to do have been taking a toll on his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, how old are you?
I'm 16 right now. Towards the end of being 16. I turned 17 in February.
Okay, so you're driving.
Right, yes.
Okay, so Winchester Cookie is a cookie delivery company. I mean, you bake as well, but you deliver them, which is completely different for Winchester. So how did this idea come up?
Right, so the original story is back when I was like 14, I wanted to have my own business, and we had thought about maybe just doing this whole idea just in my neighborhood. So like maybe delivering on a bike or something, because I had seen it throughout traveling. Like I've traveled around the world and stuff, so I've seen other delivery businesses where they deliver on bikes and stuff. So I thought like that would be really cool to do. But then I just realized like if I did get busy, it would just be too hard to like fulfill.
Right.
And I wasn't able to drive, obviously. I was like 15, 14, right? So legally. Right.
We won't tell anybody.
Right. So for a while, I just got recipes going. My mom helped me a lot to like get everything. I tested the cookies out on my neighbors and like.
Sure, they were happy about that.
Yeah. And we went through name changes. We just like tried to figure out what we could do to like really have a good start, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to start until I could drive. When we started it in May, I had just my permit, so my mom had to go with me everywhere, right? And I didn't even have my own car, so I was using the family car, and we would go around and just do whatever deliveries I had. But how we started the whole thing was at Apple Blossom.
That's a good place to get started.
So yeah, so that was just kind of like our beginning. We got, we bought jars and banners and table, and we bought all the software and stuff that we need to like, run orders and stuff, and bags and all of that.
So what was the most challenging part for you, being a kid and not really having any experience with starting a business?
Right. Just balancing it out. Balancing because it's my own hours, and because I have to like schedule that with school, and because I'm 16 and graduated, I'm in college. So like trying to go to college and do this all at the same time is really stressful. So like getting that all to work together it can be hard.
I want to get into the actual cookies themselves, because it's not unusual for me to be found sitting in my recliner buried up to here in a pile of cookie dust. So the recipes, where did the recipes originate? And are they top secret recipes? Like I couldn't
like family
hit
history?
You up for the recipes after the fact. Of course, that would probably defeat the purpose of having a business, but.
Yeah, well, my mom, she is a great baker. She's good at a lot of things, but she's taught me a lot about baking. And I've always, baked and cooked since I was really young. So it just kind of came natural to me to like want to go into this side of just, baking and stuff. So when we decided to, at Apple Blossom, we said, let's do 5 cookie varieties.
Right.
And then my mom said, let's double it and go 10. And I was like, I thought it was crazy. I was like, no way. And my mom was a go-getter. She was like, let's just do it. Let's just go for 10.
Right.
And I was like, how about 7? And she's like, no, 10. We have to do 10. So
kids
round
negotiate.
Right, yeah, it was a negotiation. It was a battle. But we just did 10, and she was right, and it just got people's attention. Like having all 10 jars there, and it was so much work. I had family come out from Colorado to help.
Fantastic.
And it just like, it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But
So did one come out as a favorite when you first launched at Apple Blossom?
Naturally chocolate chunk would be the top.
Top's on my list.
That's mine, yeah.
For some, because it was, or like, summertime, it was warm, a lemon poppy seed. What I did is I made that cookie limited time. to kind of make it, people would want
Boost
it when it's there, right?
He jumped out.
Do
He
you
actually
still
got
do
my.
a special one like
Yeah,
certain-
so
Okay.
so I rotate through seasons. I have, I have the core 9 or 10 cookies, but then I have about 13 or 14 at all times, and a few of those are like seasonal. So I had pumpkin spice latte. That was only around for,
Right.
a little bit of time
Right.
during Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And then I have Christmas cookies like gingerbread and pecan shortbread
Oh wow.
and things like that. So those are a couple of like the seasonal cookies, lemon poppy seedless, summer. So that will be back. But
Are
it's
you
just not
working
here
on a
right now.
special one coming up?
I am thinking about working for one, specifically just for like the 1 year anniversary of this business,
Oh.
and for May,
Okay.
just to and might only have it for May, but I'm just thinking about what that cookie would be. I have no idea.
The anniversary cookie to
Right.
be determined.
Right, but to answer the original question about cookie recipes,
Right.
so most of the cookies are several cookie recipes combined.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot of experimenting because we do it differently than most places do it, where it's on demand and I'm fast. There's really no places you can do this
Right.
where you're like, I want 4 different varieties. Well, that would take hours.
Right.
And I have to get it done in an hour. The baking might only take me 30 minutes. So I have all 14 variety in the freezer. And why I have to change the recipes is things bake different from frozen,
Right.
and they have to be in different shapes to come out to look like a cookie. If it's in ball, like you would normally do room temperature, it won't turn out like a cookie. It will turn out, it won't spread. So the recipes aren't like most recipes. They're a little different. But yeah, we took, top cookie recipes. It would take us months to just figure out, because like I said, we had from when I was like 15 till May of 2018 when we started to get all the recipes together. And so that's when we did a lot of trial and error. A lot of stuff went in the trash. But I mean, it took us a while to tone in the recipes.
So you talk about the demand of your time. How about the customers? I was as you were describing the time it takes to get it baked and get them delivered. How frequently do you get orders that require that kind of turnaround? And how does it compare to getting orders for, say, a day or two in advance or further out, say
Right.
somebody's planning a party?
Right. Yeah. So if someone's having a party, usually, 2 dozen, 3 dozens probably a good. It just also depends on the party and stuff. But
That's a weekend for me.
yeah, right. And
Again, he's not lying.
Lots of coffee, 2, 3 dozen, that might be a weekend for me. I'm sorry, go ahead.
right, no, you're good. But it just depends, because if you're doing, 3 dozen or 2 dozen, but you're not doing that many varieties of cookies, it won't take me very long.
Okay.
I can do
Same cook
several
time.
dozen.
Right.
I can do several dozen for one person, same day delivery. It also depends on who's in front of them and that sort of thing. It changes day to day. Like, I've had 5 already today and I have 3 or 4 more when we're done with this. So, and then other days I might only have 1 or 2. So it just depends on that. And one person might want 2 dozen, and it really depends on how busy I am.
Okay. Well, before we move to the cookies and actually see them, let's talk about how you actually order, how much time you need, all of that stuff, your delivery area. Give us the details.
Right, so to keep it modern and to go with the way that things are changing, we have it where you can just text the number to get delivery.
And that number is?
540-296-4686.
We'll get that to you again.
Yeah. So if you text that number or call that number, either one, I'll answer it.
Except if you're in class.
Right, except for I'm in class. And it actually goes to my dad, he might answer it.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Well, I do love that this is a family. We'll talk about family.
Right.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
So yeah, it will go to my phone. Even if I don't answer it, leave a voicemail, and I'll get to it and I'll respond to it as soon as I can. But yeah, and you can also email. You can also go through social media. I prefer Facebook. I don't really prefer Instagram, but it happens, so I use it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that would be opposite for your generation. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I like Instagram more personally, but
Gotcha. For orders, it's just easier.
Yeah,
The
and
messaging
it's
system?
more integrated, I guess. Like there's more
Okay.
features on Facebook, and there's more people on Facebook,
Definitely.
especially in this town. So,
Yes. Yeah.
right.
Household.
So we got you on.
Free deliveries within 5 miles of town hall, and then there's small fees for like Stevens City. It's like $3, and Berryville is like $5.
Hey, do you come all the way to Lake Holiday?
That's gonna be like $20 out there. You can take them a tank of gas
I'll
to get out
drive
to
it.
us.
Right. Yeah, if you're ordering like 10 dozen.
We might need to
We
stock
can do
up.
that, right?
Right.
Okay, so why don't we see some cookies?
Right.
Huge. It looks amazing.
Oh, and it's warm and soft.
I'm making a mess. Very good.
Magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
That's really delicious. And
It's like the size of my head.
in addition to the pile of crumbs I'm often seeing, and I'm already making a mess, you know, I'll have chocolate smeared on my face, and maybe she'll catch me snoring in the recliner, I'm not sure, but empty bag on the side of the chair.
And they're great with milk.
Mm.
Oh,
Ice
yeah.
cream.
And
Ice
coffee.
cream.
Yeah.
Yes, will be
These
fabulous
they
with
make
ice
the
cream.
best ice creams ever.
Coffee. Great breakfast. Breakfast of champions right here
Very
in my
good
house.
consistency.
Every meal,
Very.
yeah, lunch, dinner, breakfast.
Yeah. Where's this gonna go?
I'd like to continue it as long as I can. Of course, when I transfer to a 4-year college or something,
Right.
there's going to be some decision that has to be made. Obviously, that's not for a while. 2 years or more.
So how old is your brother? Is he on deck
so
to maybe take
we're all
over?
2 years apart, so
Okay.
that's where, for me, I'm thinking, you know, if I transfer in 2 years, he'll then be old enough to drive, and if he wants it, I'll pass it down to him.
That's awesome.
Or it would maybe go dormant for a while, and I'd give it to my sisters, because we're all 2 years apart, so it could then go to my sisters.
Why don't you tell us again what the website is?
Right, so you can find me on winchestercookie.com. We also have social media, Instagram, Facebook, that sort of thing.
Winchester Cookie on Facebook and Instagram, and definitely check out the website. I mean, if you're not getting hungry watching us eat these cookies, you'll get hungry watching them on the website, and then you're going to call them up or text them or email them or Facebook message them your order,
Right.
and then you'll be hooked as well.
Right, and the phone number to get in touch with me, you can call or text. The number is 540-296-4686.
Thanks for having us in your kitchen
hey,
today,
Thank you
Elijah.
so
I
much,
appreciate it.
Elijah.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day, everybody. TasteWinchesterHistory.com to book your food or beer tours and to see Elijah Perry in the kitchen with the cookies.